Oh. Okay, it's not even my fault.
You can't always get it right the first time.
But you know I love mechanicking.
Our expert taste test judges.
There's a chance I might actually hate it. I just can't believe I did that.
Guess how old I am? It doesn't matter.
Like a surgeon.
Oh, I like this technique.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Retro Revivals. It was a very busy week for us last week. We moved our two oldest kids off to college. Seems like only yesterday. Anyhow, this week we have got some projects on the interior of the RV we need to get done. One, we've got to finish up some paneling in there. Two, we're going to add some, what do you say, ceiling treatment? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's a faux wood peel and stick.
It looks very retro, very cool. So last video, we did the brakes, all four wheels. The only thing I didn't get to was doing the master cylinder. I want to replace that. We've got to bench bleed that, bleed all the brakes, and then we're back in business. We can actually drive this thing again.
So before we really get started on the work inside, we feel like we owe you guys an apology. You know, we try to keep it very family friendly here on Retro Revivals. But when Tyler was trying to put the bolts in the fan, he dropped the double F-bomb.
The big one. The queen mother of dirty words.
Fiddle Faddle. Fiddle Faddle.
Obviously, I mean Fiddle Faddle. So we decided that we're going to once and for all determine what's best. This sparked a little bit of conversation in the comments. So we bought Fiddle Faddle, Crunch and Munch, and Cracker Jacks. So we'll get the kids involved in a little bit and do a little taste test, a blind taste test, to determine once and for all what's the best sort of popcorn peanut mix. All right, so stay tuned. We're glad you're all here, and let's get to work.
Let's do it.
Where we left off last time, we had just gotten these cabinets in. We're going to put some paneling in these gaps, cover the sides and the bottoms. We just built this little storage table doodad thing that's going to go underneath the cabinet. So we'll have an end table by the couch that will go here. And then we'll be able to access that storage from in here. Okay, this guy coming in.
Oh boy. Oh, there we go.
Is she gonna fit?
Oh yeah. If I can get my fingers out of there. Oh boy. Oh.
Sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. How does that make you feel?
Right.
Oh, shit.
Well,
When people get hurt, I laugh. It's basically my only flaw.
hey, to be fair, last night I was working under here before this cabinet was in. I raised up under this cabinet, spined myself, and to her credit, she didn't laugh.
Yeah, that was.
But I nearly fell on the ground dead, so I'm glad she didn't laugh. This paneling has nothing behind it to secure it to after this cabinet ends here. So we're going to pull on this paneling up against our magazine rack and run some screws through here to suck up the paneling to the cabinet.
Yeah, and I can throw little liquid nails in there for good measure. Ready?
Yeah.
Perfect. Dang, that worked great.
Yeah. Just like we planned.
Good idea. You want to throw another screw in for this bulby piece?
Sure. Bulby. I like your technical terms.
Oh, yeah. Well, that'll rattle around for 47 more years.
Right. Oh man, my arm needs to be 2 inches longer. Nope, I got it. There you go.
Nice.
It did the thing.
That looks super solid. All right, so we'll keep going down little paneling nails, liquid nails, and get this attached. Got some paneling cut here for the bottom of the cabinets, just to clean it up, fill these gaps, cover the seams. We're gonna end up liquid nailsing, and then we bought 3/8 inch staples that we're gonna hopefully use to hold it up Ideally, when we paint, they won't show too much, and then they shouldn't poke through the bottom of the cabinet. So that's what we're going to try. I'll get the edges. Oh boy. Why does this happen to me all the time?
Great foam anywhere.
Oh my gosh. It's fine. Why does this? Well, the tube's gone, okay? It's not even my fault. Look at it.
Oh,
it's fine.
Well, at least it's landing in a spot that's going to be...
Look at it.
Oh,
okay, maybe I'll put it on the paneling.
Okay.
Let's try that. I do want a nice bead up front, though. I mean... Okay, I gotta stop because our cabinet stops. That is ridiculous. It just keeps dripping. Well, I hope this never has to come down because...
Because it never will.
It never will. Oh boy. Gonna throw this one up on this side. It is coming together, and we worked with this very awesome, wise building inspector when we used to do some house flipping, who said caulk and paint makes a carpenter what he ain't. And we definitely need caulk and paint, and we need trim, but all that's coming, and it's going to look amazing.
We're running out of daylight, but when we both work a 9 to 5, we just have to get the job done, so we have to work in the evenings.
Yeah, so we're trying to finish up with what we need to do with the paneling. This piece is going in where the fridge went, and then we need to do something with the ceiling up there. We've got the new fridge that's going to also go here, and we'll need to modify it a little, but just trying to get the paneling done. Got it in. It's a beauty. All right, so we'll just staple that in then. Yeah,
Yep.
All right. Got the paneling in pretty good shape. We're going to head on in for the night, hang out with the kids, watch some Spartan football, go green, and we'll be back out tomorrow and do then. Back out at Harvey this morning, and I am going to change the old master cylinder. So first thing you do is put your hood up, and the master cylinder is this thing, and the purpose of it is to line. It's part of the braking system, and fluid goes in there and shoots it to the lines, to the tubes, nope, hoses, to the tires.
Our master mechanic.
I'm going to start by trying to get these off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not break them. And then these bolts have to come out of the brake booster, which has a circular item inside.
The rotary girder.
You are ASE certified.
Here's my assistant with the PB blaster. He's going to try to loosen some things up for me.
Mm-hmm. Right. You got to get the one on the backside back there. That's going to be a fun one.
Does this job involve laying on the ground?
All of it.
All right. I'm out. I'm going to let Tyler participate a little so he doesn't feel left out. And
nice.
You want to tell him what's going on with these fancy wrenches?
So we got our line wrenches on there. Those line wrenches, kind of a clawfoot pattern there. They give you an extra couple of sides. Instead of a regular box end wrench, where it would just give you kind of the two sides to apply pressure, these line wrenches give you a more gripping surface.
You got your growly morning voice on. That's
Thank
nice.
you. Yeah. Well, we might have to add some heat to this bad boy, so let me do that.
All right, and this is empty. We did the brakes in the last video, so all that fluid's out. Planned today, replace this because it leaks all into here, and then refill it with fluid and bleed the lines. And then we're back on the road.
So the one thing you do have to be careful of, you're not only backing this nut out of the master cylinder here, you're also, the nut will spin on this brake line, and you want the nut to physically turn without twisting the brake line, or you run into problems. I'm going to give it the old back and forth treatment a little bit, just to see if I can get it to not spin on that.
Ooh, that's good.
I'm gonna add some heat over here on this side.
Hey, that one came free.
Well, again, I need it to, yeah, there, that's not bad. Yeah, so there we go. There's a couple brake lines. Now, before we put these back together, we'll wind up cleaning these brake lines just a little bit so things spin freely as we go back together.
There it goes. I have moved into more of a supervisory role on this project. So when you did the radiator, are you thinking now that you should have just took this
Yeah, so, you know,
rusty
what they
bit
say
off?
about hindsight. Yeah, I think the, even the header panel like this looks like it unbolts super easy. Probably 4 or 5 bolts in here somewhere, maybe even take off these 2 little shrouds here. And that would probably help me in the long run anyway, because I'm probably going to change power steering hoses and stuff like that. So, you know, you can't always get it right the first time. Okay, here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
So why was it leaking? It just...
So there's a seal, yeah, on the back side here. They get all cruddy and corroded and whatnot. So it's where your rod goes in there.
It looks all cruddy.
Anyway.
So we just clean that up and slap the new one on. Huh?
That's what I'm hoping.
All right, there's the old one all full of gunky gunk.
Right, and here's our new. Christy's going to clean up our thread surfaces. That way when we put things back together, it'll be a little bit less gummy.
You didn't want this toothbrush anymore anyway, did you?
No, I've been using yours all along.
Honestly, it doesn't feel like it's getting too much gunk out, but I'll keep going.
Well, maybe I'll get you a little.
You want me to clean the this flat part? Yeah.
Just the mating surface between the master cylinder and the booster there. It's probably a good idea to.
It's crusty.
Yeah.
So don't get in there, or do get in there?
I'll get in there with a paper towel.
Okay.
Well, I don't think it has to be
Better Homes and Gardens.
Better Homes and Gardens.
That's what we say. We want the kids to clean their rooms or clean the house. It better look like Better Homes and Gardens in here. And why do we say that? Because that's what my mom used to say to us. Same reason I put an orange in stockings, because my mom used to put an orange in our stockings, because her mom used to put an orange in her stockings on Christmas, not just every day stocking oranges. Oh, shoot. Getting ready for school.
Sock drawers full of oranges.
Fruit flies in all your socks. All right. I mean, that's decent. They're spinning pretty good. This thing moves.
Yeah.
Pull it out. Oh, look at that gunk.
Yeah, you can clean on the gunk part. It doesn't have to go all the way
it
out.
doesn't come all the way out. Grody though.
What do you think of all this mechanicking?
Honestly, I'd rather be putting up trim and caulk and cabinet doors, but I also really want this to be driving again so we can pull it out and show off those green wheels in the sunshine.
Yeah.
So
okay.
We'll do what needs to be done. But you know I love mechanicking.
Right. You probably got it well enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little.
There you go.
There it is.
Look at you. That seems to go okay. So we're just going to plug a couple of these nipples into where the brake lines go, run our rubber hoses back into the reservoir, and that way we can bench bleed this. That means we're going to bleed the air bubbles or air out of this before we start pushing fluid through our lines.
We've got the bleeder kit on, some precautionary paper towels because the angle is tricky. Not dripping out anywhere.
Nope, I don't see anything.
So Tyler's gonna mash on that brake pedal and we should see fluid / air bubbles and then eventually no air bubbles. Oh, it's coming.
Okay.
I don't know why I didn't realize that was clear. I mean, the bubbles that are there now just look like carbonation, like in pop.
Okay.
So they're not, there's no big bubbles, there's just teeny little ones.
Okay. I'll just give it a couple more pumps then.
Okay, so this has to be a quick pull and push.
I mean, it doesn't have to be ultra quick. We just don't want to drain our reservoir and we don't want to create a lake. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
I pictured it just geysering out of there.
Yeah, no geyser.
Look how clean those threads are.
I know, it makes a difference.
Wow, beauty.
Yeah. All right. Snugged up. Hopefully didn't crack anything. That would be not cool.
So you don't want to over crank on those?
Correct. See how it's going to start running out there. Yeah. All right. Right, that feels reasonably good. Well, since our master cylinder was dry, all these brake lines are dry going down there to it right now. We are going to have to do quite a few pumps to get that all where it needs to be.
Am I doing a good job on the brake job?
You're doing spectacular. If you would just crawl under here and do this part, that would be even better.
I love this. This should be our thumbnail photo.
So I'm back here on the passenger side rear. You want to start with your brake that's furthest away and then work your way forward. So it is a tight fit back here. I've got an exhaust pipe up against my left arm right now, but I can't even turn to show you that. So anyway, we are going to loosen this bleeder screw. If I can get on it. There we go. Loosen that. All right, Christy, give it a pump. Okay, pump again.
A few moments later.
Oh, we got our first little dribble.
Okay, that was a good squirt. Okay, up and to the floor and hold it. Let me know when you're back to the floor.
It's down.
Ooh.
Okay, we got the lines bled. Tyler's checking for leaks to see if we're good to go.
We've got a little bit of taste test action. We've got our expert taste test judges. We are going to do a blind taste test of all three of these different, same type of caramel corn plus peanut treats.
Have you guys ever had any of these?
I've had Cracker Jack.
Actually, the Cracker Jack says it has a prize in there. I thought they stopped doing that because people were maybe eating the prizes and choking or something. So we're going to judge based on 3 criteria. First is based on appearance only. Second is going to be based on the texture and overall freshness. And the third is going to be based on taste. And we're going to weight the taste double. So let's start with the appearance.
Contestant number 1. Contestant number 2. Contestant number 3.
Which one looks the most appetizing? All right, let's tally them up. After the appearance round, number 1 is leading with 9 points, number 2 has 8, and number 3 has 7. Okay, second category is freshness and texture. There's 3 stuck together. Does that count?
Oh,
that
yeah.
looks the best.
Well, yeah, that's part of it. Oh, I don't want those.
Cheers.
I sneezed on mine.
Ow. First thoughts?
It's like peanut butter at first.
It's a bit crumbly.
Okay, we got to go for number 2.
Okay, you ready?
All right, ready?
I didn't
Cheers.
sneeze on these ones.
Cheers, cheers. I already cheers.
Oh, okay. Mm.
Mmm.
Second one.
Definitely how I remember it.
It was a bit more crunchy.
Number
one?
3. Cheers. 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 There you go. So, I don't know if it's just because after tasting the second one,
Right.
but that tasted better to me than the second one. Definitely sweeter.
Oh, super sweet. Right.
That third one's a little saltier,
Yep, it's got a buttery flavor to it.
butterier.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
All right, I know which one I think's the best. In the category of freshness/texture, number 2 had 11 points. Number 1 and number 3 were tied with 6. So on to taste. In the taste category, number 1 had 6 points, number 2 had 7 points, number 3 had 11 points, which actually doubles to be 22.
Oh, come on.
All 3 of us voted number 3, the top in taste. So that's saying something. Stay tuned to find out which one is number 3 and which one is the best popcorn peanut mixture on the market. All right, we're back out in Harvey today. We're going to get to work on the ceiling, putting that wood treatment on there. It's terrifying because I think there's a chance I might actually hate it once we get it up and we'll have to take it down and redo it. But there's also a chance I might like it. So we'll give it a shot.
This is the ceiling treatment that we opted for.
I'm going to stretch it out.
In days of old, they would have called it contact paper, but now apparently it is peel and stick wallpaper. This is going to be good to adhere to the ceiling without any additional spray glue or anything like that.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Now the key is Christy has a wonderful idea on how she wants to lay this out, and that's going to come in this second thing here we're going to show you. We're going to see how that works.
I want to put it at an angle. He's kind of doubting it's going to work.
It's going to be labor intensive.
It will make it way more labor intensive. So if it doesn't work, we'll just pull it down and go straight. Not as cool looking. But I think if we can pull off the angle, that it's going to be amazing. So the other exciting thing we have going on today is we have a new laser level. So this is the Lasgu laser level, the LG 3DS. And they sent this to us to try. We didn't pay for it, but we said we would tell you guys what we thought. And I think just like we checked it out a little, and this case is about the fanciest item that we own in our lives. So it comes in an awesome case, and it seems heavy duty. It's cool because it's rechargeable. So if the battery dies, you can just plug it back into charge. But I'll give you a shot here. But we're going to give this a try inside and basically shine a straight line on the ceiling. We might mark it and then cock it at like a 45, or we might just go with the straight. We haven't figured out the details yet, but we're going to get there. We also don't have a level tripod, so it's most likely going to be on the floor. But it shines 3 different lasers out, and you can decide whether you want all 3 on at any given time. But it has this nifty holder, and this is magnetic, so if we had something we could just stick it to and shine a level line, that'd be sweet. But it's auto leveling. It should really help us. If it doesn't, we'll let you guys know, but I think that this is going to be something to help us to be able to do my vision of getting that 45 and not having it look all crazy as we go down the RV.
Whatever makes us more efficient, right?
Yeah. Oh, and it also comes with a remote control. So if you want to just bleep bloop your laser from wherever you are, you've got that option.
You're wearing some fancy new socks there.
Oh, yeah. The fan club socks. Here, let me show you yours. Ooh.
Well,
Ah. All right, let's go. Here's our thing, and I have it set up here on the floor. Now, if I just turn it on, you're going to see it flash, which means it's more than 4 degrees off level, which we know because the camper's not level. So the cool thing is there's a manual mode. So I'm going to turn that switch back off and just hit this power button. Because we're not concerned with level in this case for the ceiling. We're concerned with straight. So what I'm doing is just casting a line. You can actually see it really well up onto the ceiling and trying to get it straight down the AC and straight with that window up there. So let me turn it just a little bit. And I think that's decent. So this should give us something good to go by. So with the current plan, we're going to cut these at a 45. And I cut this one. I don't know how well it's going to work. We might have to go straight because there's some waves in here just from how it was rolled. It's not stuck tight to the paper. But basically, I raided the sewing supplies in the house and grabbed the cutting mat, this roller cutter. Picked up this the other day, and I've got this. So literally, what could go wrong? I mean, it has to be basically perfect. The one thing we could do if it doesn't line up right is put a piece of trim right down the center, which actually wouldn't look bad. But we'll see. Ah, an ant just literally, look at it. Oh my gosh. All you guys watching now, I hope someday we're in a nice shop. We'll be like, remember when those ants used to just fall from heaven right into what we were working on?
right.
Those
All
were the days.
mosquitoes.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Nice.
All right, so now I need about 4 feet and slice her again.
Okay.
Oh, it moved a little. Well, we'll see what happens. We got a little... Oh, please tell me. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Okay,
No.
it's all right.
Yes, you can put it back together.
All right. Jeez. I cut it and I'm like, oh wow, that corner's stinking far away from where my knife is right now.
It's all right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Where'd my yellow thing go? My Bondo spreader.
Think positive thoughts.
Yeah, I am positively gonna rip it more.
No, you've got this.
Oh, I got this. I got a few bubbles. Dang, I cannot believe I just sliced that. Oh, you know what? We're putting trim up here.
Oh man, even
So we'll just get 6-inch trim.
better. Right. 6-inch base mold.
Oh, I don't think the trim, I'm gonna stick a piece in there. I think the trim will almost cover it.
No, if not a Crayola crayon would.
Well, I mean, you do have a valid point there also.
See?
I just can't believe I did that. I mean, I was just like, slice, and I thought I was leaving several extra inches. I just feel like I need a little piece to go back in there. I guess crisis averted. If you can't see it from here, we're gonna call it good. Can't believe I did that. So far, this is looking way better than it did on the roll. We have to now start trying to come back this way. So we'll see how the middle lines up and whether this is all for naught. Here's a little update. And holy cow, it looks so much better than I had even hoped. So it's so exciting. On the roll, this stuff looks really pale and yellow, but in here it looks awesome. We've got another sheet that we're about ready to hang up. Getting past that AC was a pain in the neck, literally. And this thing's hanging in there. I mean, seriously, we're going on like 5 hours of work and it's gone down one little battery notch. So it's definitely a trooper and still cranking out that green line. So the next 2 days are supposed to be in the 90s. So we will likely end up working fairly late tonight just so we don't have to be out here when it's in the 90s. It's looking so good. It is inspirational for us to keep going. So we'll keep at it.
Inspirational, huh?
You need a hand?
That's a strong word.
Or should I just keep standing here recording?
Right. Nope. I am great by myself.
Awesome. No problem.
Right.
I'll just get a chair.
Right. Why don't you just sit down, relax, and I will do everything.
That's the best thing I heard today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the part where I hop up in here. Guess how old I am? It doesn't matter.
Look at that. A spring chicken.
Like a spring chicken. This is where I sleep.
We're still at it. We made a couple discoveries. I don't know if you can see, but this sort of ceiling is like the plasticky, not smooth compared to this, which was the paneling. And it doesn't stick as well here, so we are using some 3M contact adhesive. Another discovery is we don't cut or measure as well after dark because we're tired. So we're patching in a little piece here that was kind of an oopsie cut, but we didn't want to recut the whole piece because we weren't sure if we'd have enough if we did. So hopefully we can get it seamed right where it's going to look okay. And Tyler's got a nice little pillow here now, so.
Right. Well, I figured I'd just lay in bed and get some, work done.
Yeah, perfect. I'm sure the one mistake is right over where our heads are going to be looking up for the rest of our lives.
The one good thing is nobody else should be able to see this besides us.
Like a surgeon, cutting for the very first time.
Is that Weird Al?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Are you kidding me? Of course that's Weird Al.
So the weirdest thing is we had a dentist that we really liked, and she sold her practice to this guy. He's a dentist, fine dentist.
Thankfully, he's a dentist.
When you go in to get your teeth cleaned, he has Weird Al music playing in the background, and I'm not sure what to make of that.
You don't want to mess with Weird Al.
Oh, I like this technique.
How's that? Is that...
You're right on. Yeah.
Do we need to go any further than that? Is that our longest?
Yeah, that's our longest. What is it?
We'll call it 63.
You're doing a good job.
Oh, my abdominals are telling me otherwise.
You're going to have a 6-pack by morning.
I drink a 6-pack by morning.
So when we bought 3 different versions of this, and I would say as far as like the quality, this one was, I would say, medium. But the reviews were like, oh, it's terrible, it's going to rip, the paper rips, and so we were scared, so we just bought a sample. And honestly, I think the quality, like the thickness, is great. Now, if we come out tomorrow and it's all laying on the floor, I might have something else to say about it. But right now, I'm actually really impressed with the quality of it and the color of it too. So when we first got it, looking at it on the roll, even just putting a sample on the ceiling, it was like, that's too yellow. But I think it looks really good here and fits the Harvey vibe. So he's nothing too fancy. Now, I do feel like the Holiday Rambler project, she's going to be a little more, she's going to have a little more bling in her, I think. Huh. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be a whole different vibe for that one.
Right.
And,
right. Diamond-studded vanity.
like mid-century diva.
Oh.
I don't know.
Victorian, early Victorian.
No. Could you imagine? Oh, that would be awesome, though. Just like heavy drapes everywhere.
Right. And a wig stand for my...
A whole bunch of fancy woodwork. Ornate.
Stained glass.
I just realized you said a wig stand.
Wow.
Oh.
Where am I going to put my hairpiece?
All right. Exactly. Believe it or not, we're going to stop working here in a minute and head on in.
It ain't so.
Thankfully, the kids had some friends to play with today, and they were gone to other people's houses, so we got to really just dedicate the day. But we'll try to get out here a little more tomorrow, but we do have to do some good old family time tomorrow. Here's what remains. Gotta get this cleaned up and head on in. Our spider friend from last week found himself a new home here. He's not gonna like when old Harvey's back on the road. Alright.
Wow.
It all stayed up. It looks good. Oh, there's an ant. Okay, we definitely have to get some kind of bug bombs out here. We thought we had the ants taken care of, and then they keep creeping out at us.
Right. We ruined their home, and now they are mad.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I think the hard work paid off. It looks awesome.
It does.
We had planned to put some trim up at the transitions of the different pitches, and I don't know if we're going to need to. I mean, we can, but it actually looks good without. So we'll see once it starts moving around if it pulls or anything at those joints, but I think it looks good without.
The results are in. For number 1, had 28 points, came in 3rd place. For number 2, had 33 points, came in 2nd place.
Very close.
For number 3, came in 1st place with 35 points.
All right, so what are they?
Wow.
Let's find out. 3rd place.
3rd place.
Crunch and
wow.
Munch.
The outlier, which I thought was my favorite.
2nd place.
Oh, that's got to be Cracker Jacks.
You guessed it, and we still have to find the prize. The Cracker Jacks.
I probably hate it.
1st place.
Jeez.
And the winner by only 2 points. Standard Fiddle Faddle.
Fiddle Faddle.
Now let's find that prize. No,
Yeah.
that just says prize inside arcade.
Oh, it says peel here. Lift.
Is it one of those tattoos?
The prize is a...
Are you sure it's not in here?
Ooh, there it is.
Unlock classic games? What kind of prize?
Find, pick inside.
Is that
Visit
really the prize?
crackerjack.com.
Oh, there's loads of peanuts at the bottom.
We are mobile once again. If you guys stick around for another 30 seconds, we'll show you some after shots of the ceiling treatment that we put in and the wheels and tires out in the sun. It looks great. We'd also like to give a big thanks to Lasgo for providing us with this laser level. It really came in handy when we were putting up the paper on the ceiling there, finding the center line and keeping that tried and true, and really made our install more efficient.
Yeah, we just used it for a basic line. There's a lot more that it can do. But the ceiling project was exciting because it was very inexpensive, but it made a huge difference to transform basically the whole feel of the camper. So we ended up needing about 7 rolls, which total was right around $100, which, I mean, for $100, this is going to be one of the lower cost projects we do and one of the higher impacts. So it's
For
pretty
sure.
exciting.
I wish they were all that way.
Yeah, right?
We also wanted to give a big thanks to you guys that have been watching our videos, everybody that's subscribing, throwing the thumbs up down there, the comments, everything has been super awesome. We are really appreciative of that, and we look forward to continuing on with this project, making some more videos, and stay tuned. Now, what you've been waiting for, the glamour shots.
Enjoy.